By now, you've probably heard the hype. Someone you know is on Ozempic, they've lost a ton of weight, and you're wondering, should I try it too? But here's the thing that no one's really talking about. It's not just weight you lose. For a lot of people, it's muscle too. Your energy tanks, digestion gets worse, and food suddenly becomes optional. Not exactly what you signed up for, right? And look, Ozempic definitely isn't all bad, but it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all. I've worked with so many clients who jumped into using it without knowing the full picture. Some ended up loving it, while others regretted it completely. So before you fill that prescription, there are some things you need to know. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down what Ozempic actually does to your body, what the side effects really feel like, who should avoid it, and honestly, why something like berberine or metformin might be a better place to start. Plus, I'll share what to do if you do go on it and want to avoid the side effects like digestive upset and muscle loss. Let's get into it. I'm Kait, a nutritionist who has helped hundreds of clients reverse insulin resistance and lose weight sustainably, with and without medications like Ozempic. So I'm not anti-medication by any means, but I am pro-education and making the right choice for you. So you've probably seen Ozempic all over your feed lately, but what exactly does it do? Ozempic is the brand name for semaglutide, and it belongs to a class of medications called GLP-1 receptor agonists. Now, that sounds complicated, but stay with me here. It mimics a natural hormone that your body already makes called GLP-1, and this hormone plays a huge role in controlling your blood sugar and your appetite. It does 3 really important things. Number 1, it tells your brain when you're full, helping you to feel satisfied with way less food. Number 2, it slows down how fast food leaves your stomach so you stay full for longer. And number 3, it helps your pancreas release insulin more efficiently, especially after you eat. So when you're on Ozempic, your hunger drops, your portions get smaller without trying, and your blood sugar stays more stable. And that's why it's used to treat type 2 diabetes, although doctors have started prescribing it for off-label weight loss, especially for those with insulin resistance and who are obese. And yes, it does absolutely work. People taking Ozempic often lose a significant amount of weight. In clinical trials, some participants lost over 15% of their body weight. That's a big deal, especially for people who really struggled with weight loss previously. But it's important to understand how it works. Ozempic doesn't just burn fat. It doesn't speed up your metabolism. What it really does is reduce your food intake, not just by shrinking your appetite, but by slowing digestion so much that you feel full for hours. Some people even feel full after just a few bites of food. It's turning the volume way down on your hunger signals, or hitting mute altogether. And that's where both the benefits and the potential problems begin. Because yes, you'll probably lose weight, but the question is, what type of weight are you losing? And we'll get more into that in the next section. But now you know the basics. Ozempic works with your biology by amplifying a hormone your body already makes. And that's what makes it different from things like fat burners or stimulants. It's not just suppressing your appetite. It's actually changing how your brain and your gut communicate about food and fullness. Now, let's talk about the stuff that gets left out of the headlines. Yes, Ozempic is effective for weight loss, but the side effects are no joke. The most common ones? Nausea, vomiting, bloating, constipation, and fatigue. Some people won't experience these side effects, but for others, they'll feel like they've had food poisoning for a week straight. And beyond the gut stuff, here's what shocks a lot of my clients. Losing interest in food sounds great until you can't get enough nutrients and specifically protein in. Your body still needs fuel, especially if you want to avoid long-term damage. And there are some more serious but rare side effects, like gallbladder problems and pancreatitis. Some animal studies have also linked semaglutide to thyroid tumors, which is why it's not recommended if you have a history of thyroid cancer. And another less known side effect? Emotional blunting. Some users report feeling flat or emotionally disconnected. Not depressed necessarily, just not fully there. And while that's not officially listed on the box, it's something I hear more and more from real people using it. So if you're considering Ozempic, you need to weigh more than just the pounds lost. And here's another thing no one's talking about. A lot of the weight that you lose from Ozempic can be from muscle, not just fat. And this can be really problematic. Because muscle isn't just for strengths or aesthetics, it's one of our most metabolically active tissues. More muscle means a higher metabolism, better blood sugar control, and healthier aging. But when your appetite drops and you're barely eating, you're not going to be hitting your protein goals. And you're also probably not going to be resistance training. That combo sets you up for lean mass loss and a slower metabolism in the long run. A recent study in obesity found that up to 39% of weight loss on semaglutide was lean mass. That's not a small side effect. That's a major consequence if you're trying to keep weight off permanently. If you do go on Ozempic, preserving your muscle has to be your number one priority. That means strength training, hitting a bare minimum of 100 grams of protein per day, and considering supplements to fill the gaps. Now, there is one company that has a support system specifically targeted at the side effects that come from GLP-1s. The support system includes a protein, it also includes an electrolyte supplement and a fiber supplement. The three of these together are formulated to help you avoid side effects that come from Ozempic, like the digestive issues, the muscle loss, and fatigue. So if you are on Ozempic, this can be a lifesaver. You're not going to lose muscle and you're going to feel a lot better. I'll put the link to check out Sowell Health's GLP-1 support system in the description box down below. So two other alternatives to Ozempic that deserve more recognition are berberine and metformin. Berberine is a plant compound that's been used in traditional medicine for centuries, and it's been shown in studies to be as effective as metformin at lowering blood glucose and improving insulin sensitivity. It activates AMPK, which is like your body's built-in fat-burning and blood sugar regulating enzyme. And then there's metformin, which is pretty widely prescribed for type 2 diabetes. It's affordable, has a long safety track record, and doesn't come with the intense nausea or appetite suppression that Ozempic does. It does still have some digestive side effects, but if you use a long release version, these tend to decrease. But I really think berberine is a great first step. It's available over the counter and it has been heavily researched. And like I said, studies have shown it to be as effective as metformin. But why would you start with either of these instead of Ozempic? Because if you're dealing with prediabetes, PCOS, insulin resistance, or just trying to lose 10 to 15 pounds, these alternatives can help you to get results without shutting down your hunger cues or risking muscle loss. Berberine and metformin are much gentler options than Ozempic. So talk to your doctor about these and figure out which one's right for you. Now, if you have decided that Ozempic is the way you want to go, here are some things you can do to avoid side effects. The first one is to prioritize protein. Even if your appetite's low, aim for 30 grams per meal because protein is your defense against muscle loss. It's also really important to stay hydrated with the right electrolytes. A lot of the nausea and fatigue people feel isn't just from Ozempic, it's from dehydration. Also important is to keep your digestion moving. Ozempic slows this down, but you don't want to get constipated. And as I mentioned previously, Sowell Health's GLP-1 support system covers all three. So who should consider Ozempic and who shouldn't? It's important to weigh the pros and the cons. Ozempic might be worth considering if you have type 2 diabetes, if you're clinically obese, or if you have PCOS or severe insulin resistance and haven't had success with lifestyle alone. Now, it might not be for you if you're trying to lose a small amount of weight, like 5 to 10 pounds, if you're already struggling to get enough food in, or if you haven't yet tried dietary or supplement-based strategies like berberine, metformin, strength training, or a smart carb meal plan. We need to think big picture. Ozempic isn't just going to be a quick fix that you can go on, lose the weight, go off it, and go back to doing exactly what you were doing before. The most important thing you can do to get sustainable results is make small habit changes. Yes, you might lose weight slower, but you're going to be able to keep it off, and you're going to feel less miserable during the process. All right, so let's recap. Ozempic works, but not without trade-offs. It lowers your blood sugar, curbs your appetite, and helps many people to lose weight. But it can also cause nausea, muscle loss, and emotional changes. And it's not always the best first step. Other options like berberine and metformin might be a better place to start, especially if your goal is to balance blood sugar or reverse insulin resistance without suppressing your appetite completely. If you do try Ozempic, make sure to protect your muscle. It's easier to lose than it is to gain back. And it's so important for our metabolic health long term. Your body deserves a sustainable plan, not just a quick fix. Anyways, guys, I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments if you are currently on Ozempic or if you are considering taking it. I want to hear what your experience has been and why you might be hesitant to take it. Let me know down below. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.